Well, Leela Jacinto from our Foreign Affairs desk has been looking a little bit into this election in New Caledonia. She's with me in the studio now. Leela, look, help viewers understand actually why we should be paying attention to New Caledonia today. We are talking about local elections on tiny islands, I mean, thousands of kilometres away from mainland France. So why is this the story today?
Fundamental question.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, we are talking about a territory in an archipelago that is half the size of Taiwan. But the size is disproportionate to the stakes, which are big, regardless of even the fact that it's a provincial elections. Basically, New Caledonia, what we are seeing right now are elections for 3 provincial assemblies. And on the map, you can see there's a main island. And so the provincial assemblies are the southern, the populous, the economic giant, where the capital Numia is. There's a southern province, and the north of the main province, and the other surrounding islands, which are called the Loyalty Islands. The stakes of these elections, basically, if you have to really nail it down, is these elections are going to talk about the importance and where these islands go in terms of its political future and its relations with France. Now, the stake for France and the stakes for its relations with this territory is basically twofold. You know, France's stakes are economic and geostrategic, right? The economic stakes are marine economic stakes, because within these islands, France gets an exclusive economic zone. You know, this feeds the entire what's called the blue economy: deep sea mining, fishing, resources, marine biodiversity. On land, New Caledonia is the world's 4th largest producer of nickel, and nickel is an extremely important element in the energy transition technologies. But most important for France is the geostrategic stakes. With these territories in the Pacific, France claims that it is an Indo-Pacific power. This is in a region where China has a growing influence and it has growing ambitions. But for France to call itself an Indo-Pacific power, it has to give the indigenous communities on this island a say in their self-governance. That's where all the difficulties come in the process of how these indigenous communities get a voice and have a say in their self-governance issues, because that's not an easy one.
Okay, so let's talk about that a bit more then. Why has it been so difficult to find a political solution for the Kanak people, the indigenous population of these islands?
Look, I basically nail it down to the 2 Ds: decolonization and demographics, and the 2 meet. In terms of the status, you know, a lot of our audiences will not understand, you know, the concept of an overseas territory. Now, New Caledonia is recognized by the UN as one of 17 non-self-governed territories, okay? These 17 territories are mostly islands. You know, you will be familiar with islands like the Falkland Islands, Guam, Diego Garcia. These were all islands seized by the European powers. And so France acknowledges that there needs to be a decolonization process, which is the people need to have a say in their self-governance and access to their resources. Demographics tie in with decolonization because the colony is divided into people of European origin and Kanak origin. And these elections today will set a stage for the future negotiations, of which there have been a lot of recent upheavals.
All right, much more on this we'll be talking about, I imagine, over the coming days as those results come in. Thank you so much, Leela Jacinto, for us there.